Hi, I'm Damari Gurry. You're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is brought to you by Starboys Juices, infusing fruits with sea moss in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Refreshing, nutritious, and delicious. There are numerous flavors to choose from. There is strawberry sea moss, peanut hard-on, beaten thing, pineapple sea moss, mango sea moss, pineapple ginger, ginger root, cucumber ginger, and so much more. Call Starboys at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Call now and you won't be disappointed. If you think the juices were good, then try Starboys Jello, full of flavor and sumptuous. Again, call Starboys at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sport City. Yes, Sport City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sport City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sport City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sport City right now.
Hi, my name's Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
Hello everybody, I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the platform where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football, and this is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. So what we're going to do in this video is share some information in relation to our upcoming opponent, and that is Grenada, the first of two games in the CONCACAF Nations League that we have lying ahead in the October window. So you guys ready? Well, here we go. Grenada. It's an island located in the Eastern Caribbean, specifically in the Windward Islands. And what I was taught in school that helped you to know the islands is that it starts with Dominica. Dominica is the start of the Windward Islands. Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Grenada. That is the chain of islands in the Windward Islands. And the Windward Islands versus the Leeward Islands. The Leeward Islands, normally islands that get quite a bit of sunshine and a bit of wind. The Windward Islands, yes, they get wind, but also a lot of rain as well. So that's a trend that we find in the Windward Islands, specifically Dominica, the Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Grenada. Grenada's nickname is the Spice Boys. And where does this term come from, the Spice Boys? Well, it stems from being known as the Island of Spice or the Spice Isle, because Grenada produces the most nutmeg. Well, the island that produces some of the most nutmeg in the world. Nutmeg was introduced from the east to Grenada in 1843 and it just skyrocketed in the island. So nutmeg is what the island is known for, and it is a huge, huge exporting hub of nutmeg across the world. So in addition to tourism and cricket, nutmeg is a huge, huge, huge influence on the island as well in terms of its exports. So their men's team are known as the Spice Boys, and yes, the girls' team is known as the Spice Girls. So yes, that is correct. Their head coach is Terry Connor, and Terry Connor is a manager that was born in Leeds, has Jamaican heritage as well. That's Terence Fitzroy Connor, also known as Terry Connor. He's 60 years old, and we remember him from his time in England when he was the manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers. So remember his time frame there with the club. As a player, he was a striker, and many of those persons that watch football, especially within the 80s, would remember his time at Leeds as a player, and also spent a significant number of time at Brighton and Hove Albion as well, Portsmouth, Swansea City, Bristol, and also Yeovil Town to end his playing career. Spent some time with Ireland as well, where he followed Mick McCarthy with the Republic of Ireland. So he worked with the Republic of Ireland as the assistant coach, was at Ipswich and was the assistant as well to Mick McCarthy as well. So he spent some time under the tutelage of Mick McCarthy, learning his craft, growing his craft as a manager. So that's what helped from this sort of standpoint for him. So that's a little bit in relation to Terry Connor and the manager of the team as well. Many of you Jamaicans will remember an individual by the name of put it this way. He's an individual that has Mr. Grenada, a man that has captained Grenada so often, and that is none other than Anthony Modeste. Anthony Modeste, the man that has captained Grenada 2 Gold Cups and also represented Portmore United in Jamaica for 9-10 seasons, won the league title as well, and was a staple within the Portmore United defence as well. And for many, many years, persons in Jamaica felt that Anthony Modeste should play for Jamaica, even though he's been playing for Grenada for quite some time before that, since the mid-90s, 1996. He captained his country from he was the tender age of 20 years old and went on to be the leader of the team until the last day that he kicked a ball in 2011. And he gave this inspirational speech in the locker room after the 2011 Gold Cup to the, Grenada and diaspora that was there, and spoke about the future of the team and what lies ahead. So he's been that influence and was even the past head coach of the team as well. So that shares a little bit about him in particular, so that you guys are fully aware from that sort of standpoint. Now, what you see on your screen is the head-to-head, and I'll explain the errors here so that we can be able to progress forward. Echo Reeks, Jamaica against Grenada will be played at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in Grenada. So what you need to do, my friend. You need to purchase your ticket to go to Grenada to cheer on the boys. So the first meeting between both teams was back in 1997 in the Caribbean Cup. This was in the group stages of the Caribbean Cup in 1997 under the tutelage of René Simoes. This was the final round, and Jamaica drew 1-1. This match took place at the Antigua Recreational Ground. Grenada, they took the lead in the 6th minute through Ricky Charles, and then after that, Paul Hall equalized for the Jamaicans in the 85th minute, and that was a 1-1 scoreline. Jamaica went on to the semi-finals of the competition, and Jamaica took on Grenada again in the third place playoff, where Jamaica won by 4-1. Paul Hall scored a brace, Ricardo Gardner scored one, and also Paul Young scored again for the Jamaicans as well for a 4-1 victory. Both teams met again in the Caribbean Cup in 1999, and the Caribbean Cup in 1999, we remember, took place within Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica defeated Grenada by 2-1 in that game. So it was Jason Roberts that gave the Grenadians the lead in the 32nd minute before we saw the Jamaicans equalize through Ray Graham in the 62nd minute, and also Ricardo Fuller put the icing on the cake for the Jamaicans to secure that 2-1 victory. In 2002, August 2002, Jamaica won by 1-0 thanks to a goal from Fabian Taylor. And both teams met again in 2002 as well. Yeah, in 2002, the Jamaicans met again, and it was a 4-1 victory in that game in particular. All right. And then in 2008, that's when Grenada got their sole triumph against the Jamaican outfit as they recorded a victory in that game in particular, 2-1 in that game. Jason Roberts. It's interesting in relation to Jason Roberts because he represented Grenada and he scored some big goals throughout his career. You know, he scored against Grenada twice, scored against Jamaica twice, he scored against the United States, he scored against Costa Rica, he scored against Guadeloupe, he's even scored against Cuba as well. He scored against some big teams, World Cup qualifiers against the United States, World Cup qualifiers against Costa Rica as well. You know, so he scored some big goals in his, you know, time, some very, very big goals. 2008 Caribbean Cup on home soil, Jamaica won that tournament. But as you'd be aware, Jamaica took on Grenada twice within that 2008 Caribbean Cup run. Yep, twice Jamaica took on Grenada in tournament in particular. Jamaica defeated Grenada 4-0 at the Jark Park Sports Club in Montego Bay. Eric Vernon opened the scoring, then Luton Shelton scored. Andy Williams got on the score sheet, and also Damar Phillips as well. Jamaica met Grenada again within the final. And this is where things looked very interesting because remember, Grenada defeated Trinidad and Tobago 2-1 in the group stages, then defeated Barbados 4-2, which meant that they would go on to the semi-finals. They took on Cuba and they won on penalties, which meant that Jamaica would go on to face Grenada in the final. A pair of penalties from Grenada, from the Jamaicans, defeated Grenada 2-0 to lift the Caribbean Cup in 2008, Jamaica's first trophy hold since 2005. We go on to 2010 now, where Jamaica defeated Grenada 2-1. So this is what happened. It was the semi-finals of the Caribbean Cup in 2010, and after 90 minutes, the score was 1-1. However, in extra time, Troy Smith scored for the Jamaicans to help Jamaica win the game by 2-1 and advance to the 2010 Caribbean Cup final. In 2011, Jamaica took on Grenada, and this was Jamaica's first win over a Caribbean team in the history of the CONCACAF Gold Cup, as Jamaica defeated Grenada by 4-0. Luton Shelton, Ryan Johnson, Damar Phillips, and Omar Daly were the goal scorers in this game. And the most recent meeting took place in 2018, where Jamaica defeated Grenada by 5-1. That's right, Jamaica defeated Grenada by 5-1 in this game in particular. Daniel Green scored on his debut for the Jamaicans. Peter Lee Vassell scored a brace. There was an own goal from Leon St. John, and Siobhan Marsh also scored as well. This is what the Jamaican lineup looked at that day in particular. Amal Knight, Fabian McCarthy, Ladale Ritchie, Talbot, Thomas Green, Isaacs, Shaw, Vassell, Fabian Reed, Alex Marshall. These were the Jamaicans on that day. We had Kaheem Paris take the field as well, Marvin Morgan Jr., Siobhan Marsh, Shandell Sr., Ray Campbell, and Barrington Price. Those were the individuals that took the field. Other persons that were on the bench, Damien Hyatt, he was the other person that was on the bench for the Jamaicans in this game in particular. This is August 2018, so 5 years and 2 months ago. 5 years and 2 months, almost to the day. 5 years and 2 months ago, that was the last time that the Jamaicans took on the Grenadian team. So what we're going to do right now, folks, what I'm going to show you is a bit of highlights, a bit of snippets in relation to the situation of what lies ahead, and that is in relation to the press conference yesterday, so that you guys are aware of everything here. So we're going to play that for you guys, okay? So you guys are aware from, make sure you guys subscribe to JFF Live as well, so you guys can get all of those informations and the press conferences and everything of that nature. Make sense? Good, because this is important. Everyone is doing well. Thank you very much to everybody that is here physically and also online as well, virtually. It is an absolute.
Let's start on the last camp we did here in Jamaica, the first 2 games in the Nations League. This is on the. I don't mind what the statistical number is. If we do well with our attacks, I don't mind how much we keep possession. But what we were pleased with is how we played the game, even though we were slapped 2 times in the face in the first 15 minutes. So I think it was in 15 minutes, we were 2-0 down after 2 counterattacks, 2 individual mistakes, which happen in games. But we were really happy with the way we played the game, kept on going, kept on knocking, kept on creating chances. And this attitude, never give up, never say die, continue until the end of the game. That is something that can create a good team in the future. And we're really happy with the attitude of the players in that game. And it shows us as well that football on this level is a game of margins. Meaning that in our quest to equalize the game, we could have conceded the 3rd goal. They had at least 2 really good chances to score, and that would have been a game over. So it's a game of margin, game of balance. You need to always be secure at the back, even though you're trying to go for scoring a goal. So overall, this camp was positive. We could forget ourselves and say 4 points top of the group, like Simon said in the beginning, but we have a lot to improve on. We know that. And now going for tricky 2 away matches is going to be a tough task. Simon touched on the importance of these matches. So to get into the playoff is one thing. To get into the playoff is important for so many reasons. If we go to these playoffs and we manage to win these playoffs, that will secure us to play the semi-final and hopefully a final in the Nations League, and that gives us the right to play Copa America next summer. So for so many reasons, this is important for our team. Number 1, to grow, to play in tournaments that really will test us, to play against the best teams. So it's a so important step for developing a good team for the World Cup in 2026, so we can qualify for the World Cup in 2026. So we want to put all our emphasis on this camp coming up to secure the playoff possibility, and from then on, hopefully, we can take that opportunity and win the playoff. So 4 points will secure us the playoff place. Of course, like Simon said, we like to go for 6 points to be top of the group and play the lowest seeded team of the 4 that is waiting for us. So if we go through our opponents, maybe start with Grenada, and I'll throw it to you, Maron, if you can talk a little bit about Grenada.
Good morning, everybody. Grenada. Before I touch on Grenada, I want to talk about the coach first, Terry Codner. Very experienced coach. Been with them since May 2023. Very, very experienced, as I said. Worked with top teams before, like Ipswich and Wolves. Very organized man. I think, where Grenada is right now, coach like this, I think is very good for them. Playing against any Caribbean team for Jamaica is always, we're like, they're measuring sticks. They use us to know exactly where the program is. So it's going to be a tough encounter for us. Grenada will not go lay down and die against a Jamaica team. Even though the head-to-head so far, I think it's 8 wins, 2 draws. We lost to them once, but the games sometimes are close. The games sometimes are battles that we must win. But that first game, I think, will be a good game for us to start off this part of the leg positively and try and get 3 points. But I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I think just like we are planning for them, they are planning for us. So that's with me for Grenada for now.
And then over to you, John. About Haiti, of course, we know Haiti from our first leg.
So it's like the pass the mic contest right now, right? Obviously bearing in mind that it's a close game coming off from the home game against Haiti. We kind of warned prior to that we feel as a staff it's one of the most improved teams in CONCACAF. Whereas they will be aided by some players coming back who were not part of the last game. And that's obviously going to aid them. More likely tactics and whatnots, but we will have a tough encounter against them and have a huge amount of respect for their coaching staff and what they've done so far. So Haiti in Trinidad will be the first one for me and probably for a lot of people facing Haiti in Trinidad. So that'll be an interesting factor.
Yeah, then jump in maybe to our squad for these 2 important games for us. The squad will be very similar, like we've said, and after the 2 last camp matches, we're quite happy with the performance. So it's a similar squad than the last time. There has been, though, a few setbacks and injuries. So if I run through it quickly, Casey Palmer got injured 2 weeks ago. He's not started training. He and us were hoping that he would start training before this weekend so he can play and play with us, but he's not ready to start training. So he is out. Amari Bell sadly got injured in the 20th minute in the last game. And he will be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks more. So he's not in. Our squad, Ethan Pinnock has an Achilles injury. So he will miss this camp as well. He might and probably will play, just to be clear on that. He will probably play this weekend, but he needs treatment on his Achilles and he's going to use the FIFA window to.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
To recover on that one with the doctors in England. And then Konaya Boyce-Clark is playing on Tuesday for Reading. So we want him to play that match in his development as a goalkeeper. We need him to play senior matches. So he is supposed to play a cup game on Tuesday. And because of the tight schedule, we thought it would be better just that he would stay in England and focus on Reading at this time. And we bring in another goalkeeper for this camp. The last one not in the squad from last camp is Whisper. He's not in the squad now, obviously, because we have to be consistent in what we say. So he hasn't played a game for such a long time. I can tell from my point of view, I would like to have selected him for this camp because he has done good in recent games for us when he has been given a chance. But we have to be consistent in what we say and what we do. So we hopefully, and sadly, his age is not helping him. So he's not 18, so he cannot go to Chelsea and start to play and train. So we have to wait until he turns 18 so he can start to play senior football again. So hopefully it will be short until we pick him again. But we have to be consistent in that one. So I think that's the players that were in the last camp that are not in this one. So it's on. Yeah. So we add some regular or familiar faces in the squad, and if the squad is online, so I think there's 2 new faces in this group. It's Karoy Anderson, a young, how old is he? 18 years old, midfielder from Charlton, and then Michael Hector, also from Charlton. So two new faces from Charlton is joining the squad now. We have not worked with him before, and really like to see him, especially in the absence of Ethan Pinnock. We thought it would be good to have an experienced guy coming and replacing him. So that is the squad we have for the camp against Haiti and Grenada.
What would you do for the love of pizza? Pull out a grill and barbecue your own chicken for the perfect.
Palmer is out of the midfield because of injury. Does this present the chance for you to add some experience in there with Natibody, who is a youngster who is more known for central back playing? He can have some exposure beside him to show that midfield for the next game. And the other question is, in the past, we've had troubles with Grenada, not necessarily scoreline, but how they've played us. They've been very competitive. The public may not be aware of that. And based on how the game might go, even regardless of the result, it might be a tight game. People may not understand the context of that. How important is it to translate that message to the public?
Yeah, I'm going to start on that one, on Grenada. We know it. We have done our homework on them. Has been Meron's job. And he knows from the past as well. So he's educating us as newcomers. So it's really good to have a Jamaican-born coach in the staff, and also to give that information to the players. So I think that's really important. But it's a good question, and I think when you play a match like this, is to give everything from minute one, to play with urgency from minute one, and you need to have a lot of patience in your backpack for games like this. And who knows, maybe like against Haiti, we will be slapped in the face in the beginning. So no, we are aware of the strength of Grenada as well as Haiti, of course, but we are aware of the strength of Haiti and how they play. And it's difficult to play them away in their home, really. So I agree with you on that one. Regarding experience in midfield with whomever, we're not going to select the team who's going to play there, but we have quite a versatile group of players who can move around, play more positions than one. And I think that is a benefit to a small nation like Jamaica, to have players in the squad that can play more than one position. So I think in our minds, at least, we have solutions to what you were asking about within this squad. So we decided to go for a young player for the future to look at in this camp, because I think we can manage this within the players group we had.
Livingston, any question?
You want to add to this?
You can use the microphone right here.
Yes. If they want to add to something, then
of course.
We'll give them.
We kindly ask, for those benefits online, we kindly ask to use the microphone. Thank you, though, Livy. But John, Meron, anything to add to what Coach said in those two questions?
Just to the Grenada question. When we're playing against Caribbean teams, we always talk about, we're like the measuring stick for them. So they're always gonna come to us and play as hard as they can. As hard as they can. So we never, look at them or look down on any team. I, for one, always, pushing the guys, pushing the staff. Say, hey, even though we have beat these teams before, most of them are close encounters. So, we're not planning for Grenada any less than we would have planned for Mexico or US.
All right, go ahead, Livy.
Yes, Coach. We all know that the issues from the last two games, the midfield issues. What are you planning to do about that in the camp and get it right for the games?
Well, I thought, as my thought, I thought we did better in these games from Honduras to Haiti in regards to creation, even against a stronger opponent, Haiti. We did better in midfield. The second game, it was tweaking, doing whatever we can do on the training ground to help improve how we create. But it's also that we cannot be the best in all areas of football. Sometimes you have to select what your identity is as a football team. So you cannot be both the quickest, the fastest in transition, the best defensive team, and also the best creative team. So you have to find where are your strengths and maybe build more on the strengths. This is where we are constantly trying to develop how we create when in position.
2 away games, coach. Say I don't know how you plan to approach playing back-to-back away games. Important games that we need points from.
Yeah, we will never think about the second game before playing the first one. So that's a priority. We go for the first game for trying to win that game. So that is how we plan it. Even though it's a short distance between Grenada and Trinidad, the logistics of flying between these places is not so easy. So we are trying to do the best. Like I said, it's for the future, not only for this team, but for Jamaican football. I think it's important now that the players are given the best possibilities to win these games, because it's important going forward for this team.
Whisper, coach, don't you think it's a special case? We all know his situation. Don't you think the games has been assisting his development, being that he's someone you're looking for to have a big impact on the national team in the future? Don't you think it will be good to continue with him, just as you have done?
Yeah, he is a player that I think is going to be a Jamaican national team player for the next 15 years. So it is our job to try to help. I agree, and it's everywhere you look with picking a 17-year-old. It's controversies around everywhere. So you do one thing, and then it's you contradict something else. But we have shown, I think, by selecting him, even though he's not playing senior football, how much we kind of rate him. But I told you before why we didn't select him at this time. It's been a long time since he played a competitive game. So, but he is in our mind. He is a future player for Jamaica, and we give him all the support that we can.
I don't know if you take this one or Coach Moran, but Michael Hector has been out of the recording for some while. Just tell me a little bit about bringing him back and what's the expectation with him.
Coach said earlier, we had a experienced player, Pinnock, out. It is always good to try and bring in our experience to replace our experience. Plus, I think it's fair to Michael to be a part of. He has never worked with this new coaching staff before. Coaches always wanting to see him. I think this is just a good opportunity. He's a seasoned campaigner for us, So it's just a good opportunity for him. Experienced player and versatile, can play in the back, play in the middle. So it's a good thing just to see him now.
And he's actually playing well at the moment.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Livingston. Much appreciated there. We can proceed with a few more questions.
Morning, Coach Ohidi Blake, Dre Anywhere the Sports. I have two questions. The first relates to a player who's not here, but just to ask, Travante Stewart, who is in Italy, made his debut in the Serie A. Can you shed some light on why he wasn't called up on this occasion? We know on the last occasion he had just completed his transfer.
Yeah, so basically, to answer all these questions, why this player is not here is because we think that the squad we selected is the best squad for these games. So that goes for all the questions about why this guy is not here. But we are really happy with Trevante that he was in the squad. I think he played 7 minutes or something. But that's the first step in a really, really competitive, good league. So we are excited to watch how he will progress in Italy, really. And I think he has a potential to do something. He's a little bit different striker than, for example, the guys we have.
And the second question is, it's been a long time coming, but Kieroy Anderson has been selected in this squad. Can you, or Coach Wall, who I know has charge for the under-20, shed some light on the kind of player that he is and what you're expecting of that player?
It's a long time coming. He is 18 years old. Over to you.
Yeah, they had that conversation when he was an infant. So, yeah. No, on a serious note, Charlton and the fact that he's been a starter for Charlton, and ever since this start of the season, it's been consistent, and it's exciting, I think. And just with every young player coming up, that there's always a door open and a pathway into the first team. I think that selection proves it. But he's on here on his own merit, and the fact that he's a box-to-box type of midfielder, and what he can bring, that kind of element to our team, will be interesting.
Can I add to this question, because it's a good one? I think it also shows how important it is for Jamaica to have a constantly running under 20 or an under 21 national team. For these players to take the first step into the senior national team, I think it just shows how important it is. So they are not forgotten, and it goes the same with Whisper as him. It would be good to have a platform for these players to show how good they are for Jamaica and Jamaicans.
There's a follow-up question.
One last one, yeah.
If it's permitted, but it can be answered at the end, not to break the flow. Just any update, Coach, on recently we saw an article about Mason Greenwood in I think it was the Observer, and any update on Reece Nelson, the progress towards getting their Jamaican citizenship. Thank you.
No, it's no updates on them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fraser. Any questions from your end? All right. Do we have any other questions from the media? Yes, go ahead, Sportsmax.
Hello, good morning. Leger Williams from Sportsmax. Coach, rightly or wrongly, I guess there was a bit of criticism following the last game. This is in relation to previous questions asked, because maybe a lot of people weren't expecting such a Haiti team to cause that many issues. It could be the same when visiting Haiti or playing against Grenada. Do you feel any added pressure personally for you or the team to perform in these games?
Not on us, no, not on us. But there is pressure, of course, because we want to win. And if people thought that the pressure from or the game against Haiti was supposed to be easy for us, I think that's naive and maybe lack of knowledge of how good they are, because they were ranked number one or seeded number one in our group. So they were seeded above us for the start of this Nations League. So in that sense, they should have been better than us. So if we think that games against a team like Haiti should be easy, then it's kind of naive.
Thank you very much. Any further questions from the media? All right, we'll have Daniel Lake.
Hi, Coach. You're just over a year in the job. I know that when we've gone for foreign coaches in the past, there's been criticisms that they haven't quite adjusted to the Jamaican culture and everything. Firstly, have you felt more comfortable in this Jamaican space?
Culture, a lot of things. So some things I would have said the first year or the first months after coming, I would probably regret it. So I'm happy I decided to stay and learn the culture before talking. So I think we can, as a national team, improve a lot of areas. I think in JFF, I think as well, we can do a lot more. So we are closer to what the best teams, the best national teams are doing. Playing style, I think we are getting there slowly. Now, number one, when you want to improve a playing style, you need to work with the same players. So I think we have found, it always takes time to find the players you want to work with. So I think we have found a core of players that we think we can continue working with, and then we can develop a playing style. You cannot develop a playing style picking 12, 13, 14 new players every camp. Then you always have to start from beginning. So the first thing you need to do to make some kind of an identity is to work with the same players again and again. Being a national team coach, we know that we have, in this case, we have 2 trainings in a game and 1 training in a game. So it's not a lot of time you can work with the team on the pitch. So in that case, I think we are doing quite well with the time that we have. Again, if we want to continue to grow, it's important to go to finals, to go next year to Copa America and spend a month with the players. Then you can grow the team both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, and just finally, I know that you said no updates on Greenwood, but compared to the, what's been happening, knowing the quote unquote bad.
Different from all coaches in the world, I think we would like to have the best talent on our team, and he if he gets his former fitness at his former level, for sure he will have that level to help Jamaica, and all coaches would like to have good players in their team. So we are not any different from other coaches. Yeah, for sure he has some baggage, but I think it's premature to be talking about a player not here. We like to focus on now our games against Haiti and Grenada with the players that we have selected. Whatever happened will happen. But yeah, I think, I'm not different from any other coach in the world. I like to have the best players with the best abilities to play for my teams. So just to be honest on that and answering your question about that.
Right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Daniel. We can facilitate 2 more. MG, you can go ahead, and then we'll end.
Coach, over a year now in the job, one question I've asked you. Philosophy, style of play. What should we as the fans expect, our brand of football to expect from the Jamaican national team going forward? Qualifier started next year, and the World Cup is actually right around the corner. It's not far. So what brand or philosophy of football should we expect to see in the coming future?
I think the style always depends on the players you have. But when you start, and when we started, we focus on the foundation of that every team needs to have. We need to have a good defensive, solid unit that knows how to defend. Then I think Jamaica has attacking flair, attacking quality, probably one of the most exciting attacking players in the world. So how we use these qualities is based on how we can defend teams. We cannot be going gung-ho all the time, especially against the good teams. And if we are going for the World Cup in 2026, we need to have a good balance, defensive and attacking. But I think all teams that make results don't concede a lot of goals at the international level. So not many games end 5-4 or 4-3. It's a 2-1 or 1-0. So we need to be able to not concede goals as we have done in the past. That's a priority at the moment. And from that, we can build on the attacking game. So yeah, maybe what kind of a football we are developing slowly, but hopefully steadily.
Thank you very much, MG. We'll take the last question. Please go ahead.
Elton Williams from Loop News. Coach, just wanted to comment on an exclusive story that is into the online mail. It speaks about Tariq Mitchell, international futures, is up in the air after he was left out of England squad. The story said that he's being targeted by Jamaica. Can you shed some light on that?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Crystal Palace star Tariq Mitchell. There is an exclusive story in online mail about he's looking at his international future since he was left out of England squad. And it said he's being targeted by Jamaica. Do you know anything about that? You can shed any light?
Yeah, he's. I think he has a Jamaican heritage. I can share that with you. And if he wants to play for Jamaica, he is welcome like anyone else. But this is what we have been saying, is kind of a positive wave. There's a lot of players that really are thinking about playing for Jamaica because they have a Jamaican heritage. So yeah, I'm happy if he's thinking about Jamaica. I'm really happy. He's a good player.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Members of the media, we appreciate you tuning in as well, especially to those virtually as well online. Thank you very much to the technical team as well with MG and Siobhan, the members of the Jamaica Football Federation staff, media, fans. We appreciate your support. Very busy month. And just a reminder as well, October 12th, Jamaica against Grenada in Grenada, the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. That's 6 o'clock kickoff Jamaica time. And Jamaica against Haiti at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Trinidad. That's Sunday, October 15. And that will be at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. And at the end of the month, as we know, the Reggae Girls will be back in action in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup qualifiers, Panama away on October 25 and welcome Guatemala on home soil on the 29th. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Have a pleasant weekend. Thank you. And that was that. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please, guys, hit the like button. And after you do so, hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content.
Hi, I'm Damari Gray. You're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is brought to you by Starboy's Juices, infusing fruits with sea moss in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Refreshing, nutritious, and delicious. There are numerous flavors to choose from. There is strawberry sea moss, peanut hard-on, beet and thing, pineapple sea moss, mango sea moss, pineapple ginger, ginger root, cucumber ginger, and so much more. Call Starboys at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Call now and you won't be disappointed. If you think the juices were good, then try Starboy's Jello, full of flavor and sumptuous. Again, call Starboys at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sport City. Yes, Sport City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sport City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sport City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sport City right now.
Hi, my name's Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
I'm Javon Watson, and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
Hi everybody, I'm Darren Moore and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.